This is Connie.
Yeah, look at the camera. Camera.
And I'm in the kitchen of Honey Pat, and we're gonna learn how to cook some vegetables that taste good.
Yeah.
So, and which one are you going to start with?
I'm going to start with the butternut squash. And my friend Lynn Lowry created this recipe. It's very healthy, and it was so yummy and so good for you that I just stole it. So what we do, I'm not going to peel and cube a butternut squash. It's a pain in the behind. So instead, you can go to the grocery store and a little cellophane package is an already cubed bag of butternut squash.
So lift it up so we can see it.
See?
Yeah. All right, now
Beautiful.
is that
Yeah.
one?
No, this is actually 4 bags of butternut squash.
Okay.
So she got some coconut oil,
Great.
a couple of spoons of that. It's so easy.
And that's what all good cooks always say. It's so easy.
And I've already oiled a baking pan, and you can choose. She put honey on it. I prefer maple syrup.
Okay.
So you put a couple of spoons of that.
Unbelievable.
Oh my.
Some salt.
How much salt are we putting on there? We say
I'm
some.
saying about a teaspoon.
Okay.
And some pepper.
Which is another teaspoon?
No, not quite so
Oh,
much.
no, half.
Okay, then I was afraid my dish would overflow, so I did it in this bowl.
You were what?
I was afraid if I constructed it in this baking dish,
Uh-huh.
it would overflow. So,
Oh, great. Okay. So
I'm
it's going
sort
to
of
go in that baking dish.
tossing all that stuff around. Now I'm going to pour it into the baking dish.
Okay.
I'm going to cover it with some parchment paper because it's really not healthy to have the aluminum foil touch the food.
Oh, it's
So the
not.
parchment paper is going between the foil
Okay.
and the dish.
Why is it not?
I don't know. I have no idea. I read that. And so I'm going to put this in the oven for 400 degrees.
Okay.
And it should be ready in about 20 minutes when they're through with all the rest.
Okay. So summarize, and of course this recipe we have on Facebook page. We'll
Right.
you can download the link, but summarize the ingredients again. How many squash?
The ingredients, cubed butternut squash.
How many bags?
If you're just doing for myself and my husband, I do 1 bag.
Okay.
And I have no idea why I chose 4. I
Okay.
think I was going to cook it ahead, and then I thought, no, I'm lazy. I don't want to do that. So let's move this out of my way. And next I have a surprise vegetable that I didn't plan on cooking, but because we're doing this for on Harmony Spiritual Center, I want to talk about how when my children were growing up, 55 years ago,
God, you're a geezer.
you know, I wanted to reinforce spiritual principles with them. You know, children are not born prejudiced. So I would do things like this. Here we have carrots. You see that?
Oh.
Never
Orange
seen
carrot.
one that color.
Yellow carrot, blonde carrot. And I would say to the kids, they're still carrots, aren't they?
Very good.
Yeah. And so we just learned that this is just the creative energy expressing through carrots in a different way. They're all carrots. They're just, I have a flamboyant carrot, which you'll see. A dull, plain blonde carrot. This bright orange carrot and a yellow carrot.
All right.
Okay.
So, I'm going to show you my flamboyant carrot. This is the purple carrot that's been peeled, but wait till you see the inside.
Mm. Oh, look at that.
Look at
And this
that.
is why my carrot is flamboyant. So what I did, I just chopped these up in chunks, all the different varieties. And I'm putting them in this pan where I already have chicken broth, honey, and a little salt.
Okay.
Just that one carrot?
No, never, never, never. All the rest.
Oh, yeah.
And what was all the rest that you had already chopped up?
There are the yellow carrot,
Ah,
the orange carrot. So we're gonna put that there, and we're gonna let that cook while we do something else.
okay.
And I'm gonna move it to the back.
And what temperature do you have it on? Low, medium, what is it on?
What I'm gonna do is start it out a little bit high and let till the chicken broth begins to boil. Then I'm gonna place it on the simmer.
How much chicken broth did you put in?
I put in for this amount of carrots about maybe 3/4 of a cup.
So did are you covering the carrots with it, or just
Yes.
you're covering the carrots with the
Yeah.
okay
When you
with the
put
broth?
the cover on the pan,
Mhm.
it speeds up the cooking process.
Very good.
Because it contains the steam and forces the steam into that.
All right.
Now we're going to do the collard greens.
All right.
In this pan, I put some olive oil and some onion, and I'm going to add some salt.
There goes her, like the chefs do. Just a dab, right?
And then about, whoops,
I don't know that whoops
half a
is good.
teaspoon of sugar. And here are some collard greens that are already prepared. But I want to show you how you do the collard greens.
Okay. How do you do 'em?
How I learned to do collard greens only last year. I learned from the lady at the barbecue stand, and she came out because I raved so much about her collard greens. So you take this, you cut down each side of the stem, and while you're doing this, you're washing the collard greens, and you look at the back, make sure that there's no bugs or bug eggs there. And
Yeah, yeah, right, because they're just coming fresh out of the ground. Yeah.
So
okay.
you just discard those, and then you get a stack of them, and you just sort of slice them like that.
I have never had collard green.
Oh, you're missing it. Collard greens are great.
Never.
And then you throw those in there, and when you wash the collard greens,
Uh-huh.
then they've got some moisture to them, and you can sort of let it cook in that.
Now, is that a great big,
Now, they're going to cook down.
I know, but how much of
Okay.
a collard green?
The collard greens are from the store. I do grow them, but I didn't have any. And there are 2 bunches,
Okay,
this.
okay.
For just the 2 of us, I would just fix 1 bunch, and it cooks down like spinach.
Okay.
And so, what are you cooking them in? Is there water in that pan? What's in the pan?
Huh?
What are you cooking them in? Is there water in the pan? What's in the
I'm
pan?
getting ready to add some
Oh.
chicken broth.
Okay.
Sometimes there's enough liquid on the collard greens from washing.
Okay.
I don't think there is enough for this. So I'm gonna pour a
Okay,
little
so
of that.
you use, instead of olive oil, you use chicken broth.
No, I use olive oil and onion, chopped onion.
Okay.
I do that because it's healthier, but most people will do like ham bits, or
Oh,
they will
okay.
do bacon and to cook their onions.
Okay.
Sometimes they even do Spam.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I
you know,
just, I mean, when I cook spinach, I use olive oil.
yeah, I prefer olive oil.
I was gonna say,
It's
'cause
my go-to.
I can try that.
Yeah. It probably tastes a little better with the bacon or the ham,
Yeah.
and you let it cook until the greens get soft.
And how
Yeah.
long is that about? Do you know?
Depends on how much you've got. I'm saying probably 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
Now, interestingly enough, I discard these for my compost pile, but I read that in Italy, that they take these stems and chop them up like this, in little pieces, and they saute those in garlic and olive oil
Really?
until they're crunchy. And you know how some cultures like bitter foods, like I
Yes.
think Thai people like bitter squash.
Mhm.
So this has a little bit of bitter taste. I can't say it was good or bad.
Okay. It just was.
It
It's
just
not
is,
something
huh?
I would do again. But you may like that bitter taste, and that way you've saved food. But one of the things that they do in a frugal kitchen
No waste.
is no
No
waste.
waste, okay.
Everything,
No waste.
even onion peels are saved.
And you mentioned onion and garlic and olive oil earlier. Did you saute that before you threw the?
Yes, because of saving time for this purpose.
Okay.
Then I sauteed the onion and the olive oil.
Got it.
beforehand.
You already did that. Okay.
In a pot of garlic or no garlic?
No garlic in this.
Okay. No
Oh,
garlic.
no garlic
No
in
garlic.
that.
Just olive
Okay.
oil
Yeah,
and what?
but we're olive oil,
Mhm.
onion,
A little
and the
onion
greens,
and then your greens. Okay.
and then sugar.
A little bit of sugar.
And the most important part,
What's the most important part?
that lady would come from the barbecue stand to my house and beat
Oh
me up.
yeah.
I almost forgot.
Right.
Is a very small amount of vinegar. You can very quickly overpower.
I was gonna say, how would a little bit of vinegar do that whole pan full of collard greens?
It does. But anyway, that's okay. Now
Right.
I'm going to move this over here because I have a bigger burner, and move the collard greens over there.
All right. And they're cooking on low. The collard greens right now.
Yeah, they're cooking on, no, because I'm rushing them a little. Ordinarily, thank you for asking, you would wait until you heard the broth boil or
Uh-huh.
the water,
Uh huh.
and then you turn them down to simmer and let them cook for a half an hour or so.
Okay.
But
Okay.
here's my boiling water. We'll move them to the back, get them out of my way. Now, here's what we're going to do.
Are you through with that?
Yes, thank you. Here's what we're going to do with the tomatoes.
Okay.
We're going to peel them.
Huh.
And here is how you peel them. Over here I have a bowl of ice water,
Okay.
and I've got the water boiling in here. And when I get through, I'm not going to discard the water because that's wasteful. I'm going to cook the orzo in it.
Ah.
Now, on the bottom,
So this is now fresh tomatoes,
tomatoes, spinach, and orzo.
fresh tomatoes with spinach and orzo. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to cut a little X on the bottom of each tomato. And pop them in this water,
Okay. In the hot water first.
in
Okay.
the hot water. And I've washed the tomatoes beforehand because
Sure.
I knew I was going to be cooking the pasta in it. And I just didn't want to heat up another
Oh, okay.
Another
pot
pan?
of water.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I thought maybe there was more flavor from the tomatoes, and we just didn't want to heat up more water.
No, it's just more efficient in my movement.
Very good.
So,
And how long do we keep it in the hot water?
just a few minutes, it's gonna begin to bubble in a minute,
Okay.
and then we're going to take it out and put it in the ice water.
In the ice water.
And what that does, the heat expands the skin, and it begins to peel off at the bottom at that cross mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you put them in the cold water, it's the same principle as when you boil eggs. And you put them in cold water,
They stop.
it makes the skin or the shell of the egg
Peel away.
go away from the body of the egg.
Makes sense.
Same thing.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right, well, it's
gonna-
smelling good in here.
Oh, boy, is it
Man,
ever.
how is that possible? Must be the squash. Something's smelling good.
well,
We got lots of
it
stuff
could be
going.
anything. The carrots. could be the
Man, the
carrots.
squash. Wow, you got vegetables
Squash
smelling
is in
good.
yonder.
Yeah.
It's still in the oven.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Oh.
So we're waiting for this to, because they're bigger tomatoes, you can, you might want to leave them in a little longer.
Okay.
I also use this when I make spaghetti sauce out of fresh tomatoes. I do the same thing.
Okay.
Now over here I'm going to heat up some olive oil and garlic, and then I'll be putting the fresh tomatoes in there. And then at that point, for it to become tomato sauce, I would just add my herbs, oregano and basil or whatever it is
Oh, okay.
I wanted to do.
So it cooks down then and
It
makes
cooks
sauce.
down, and then it makes the best pasta sauce because it's light, it's fresh from the garden,
That's
it's
great.
healthy.
Is this what you make? That when you make the pasta
the
sauce with the
fresh-
basil, just you do
Yeah.
it like this? Okay.
But
So you don't have to add water or anything. Just let the juice from the
Yes.
tomato do it.
Yeah, you'll see how gushy it gets.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yay. That's better than popping a lid.
Well-
And much tastier too. Yeah,
Yes,
it's probably
I'm
healthier
sure.
for
Yes,
you.
it is.
Although,
Costco has a jarred marinara sauce that is better than my own.
Kirkland, that's a Kirkland brand?
No, it's Rao, R-A-O.
R-A-O.
I always keep jars in the fridge for
Yeah, emergency.
various things that I make. It's just so good.
Wonderful.
Well,
Hey, you know, the next time that we do something here, you can make the blueberries.
ooh.
Make
Blueberry
blueberry-
muffin. Blueberry muffin.
I know.
Is that tart?
No,
Okay.
but I have the best recipe for blueberry muffins.
Yeah. We just got a big stash of blueberries, and you're freezing some. So maybe
Yeah.
for our next show, if you have some in the freezer,
Okay.
we can make
Well, I
blueberry
think
muffins.
the
Unless you got
next
something else.
show-
Oh, you got something else already.
That we're going to do ice cream.
Ooh,
And the kids are going to come. I have a little tabletop ice cream maker,
nice.
and I got one for the kids, and so they like to come over and help me make ice cream.
That is great. So we'll have a little kids show next time.
Yes.
Great.
Oh, that's great.
That's wonderful.
So now what are you
Okay, I
gonna
can
do?
see. I can see that they're
I
beginning.
can see them beginning to.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Okay, they look a little pruny. That's what you're seeing.
Now, if they weren't attached to the vine, I'd get them
Oh.
out of the water with this.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to add a little salt to that.
To that water you had?
Yeah.
Ah.
Because we're going to cook pasta in it.
Okay.
Hey.
And in this pan, I'm going to put the pan on low,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put some olive oil in there and let it start to get warm.
So you're just kind of covering the bottom of the pan.
Right.
Okay.
Now, some people in this dish will put couscous, which is a pasta from the Middle East. I prefer orzo. You may have had this in a dish in a restaurant, and you might think it was rice, but it
Rice
isn't.
does look a little like rice.
And so I'm going to, looking at how much sauce I'm going to have, I think 2 small handfuls will be enough. Because you don't want the orzo to take it over.
So you're putting the orzo in the boiling water
Right.
with salt. Okay.
As a matter of fact, the pasta sauce comes like this, and I've gotten so many of them. They make perfect storage jars because they're tall and slim.
Beautiful.
And ultimately, I'm going to paint these and put labels on them.
Oh.
So I never throw anything away that can be used again. All right.
Cool.
Here's my garlic. And once again, I love my garlic, so I've peeled and chopped 5 cloves. Now, this is
Okay.
the last clove, and what I'm going to do is hit it like that.
Can you move the bowl so we can see what you're doing there with
Thanks,
these?
Connie. There, see?
Okay.
And this is on low, so I don't scorch the olive oil.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put that in there.
5 cloves of garlic.
Yes.
Okay, hey, I'm right with you, lady.
Last time I had to do all this cleaning myself. Thank you, Connie.
No, why?
All right, now, will you hand me that silver bowl?
I sure will. Here.
Now, see, look at how the
Look at,
tomatoes skin
Oh,
is.
look at that. Just
Look at
peeling right
that.
off. And what do we do with the skin? We just discard it?
I'm just gonna put it back in the bowl and put it away,
Okay.
wait till I clean the kitchen. I'll add it to my compost pile.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna cut the
now
core
where do
out
you keep the compost pile?
outside.
Well, I know that, but close with everything else, or just,
You just turn the greens down? Is that what you see it?
ooh,
Wow, is that the green pot? Look how low it is already.
Mm-hmm.
Can you lift it up and show? Look how those greens have
See,
hang on.
it's beginning to run low on liquid,
Okay,
so I'm going to get some more chicken broth and put in there.
very good.
I was trying to speed up the cooking for this purpose.
Uh-huh.
that smells good.
Doesn't it? Smells so good.
Now, does your sister cook like this?
Oh, God, yeah. Just crap everywhere, just
Yeah.
everything smelling good.
PJ's sister is also a minister,
Yes.
and I think she should do this for her church website.
I think she would just really enjoy that whenever she finds some time.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
well, since I'm retired, I have the time.
Yeah,
Clever person, what'd you do with your knife?
Which knife right here? The
The paring, I'm sorry, I'll use
paring
one
knife is
of
right there behind you, Connie?
The little bitty knife. Oh, thank you.
welcome.
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
Look
And so
at
you
that.
just, what, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you said you're taking the core out of the
Yeah.
tomato. Okay.
My mother never cooked like this.
Oh. My mom did, my
Audrey.
sister does, I don't. My other sister didn't. We ate what they cooked.
Ooh.
That's what we did. Somebody's gotta cook, somebody's gotta eat.
Somebody's gotta clean up.
Woo!
Wait a minute, how come I'm doing all of it?
You're just lucky.
Yeah.
This is,
Glenn's job is food critic.
oh no. Well, it could use a little more salt. Whap, whap. Now, are you gonna be through with that bowl?
Yes. And a little paring knife. Here's my hands. Thank you. Now, make sure the garlic cooks a little bit so it'll soften up.
Okay. Connie, move that glass out of the way.
Does it smell like?
It smells
I
fantastic.
know it smells
Oh, it smells
fantastic.
great. Tomatoes and garlic is what we're smelling here.
All right.
It smells like eating.
Now, sometimes when you go to the farmer's market or the grocery store, they'll have overripe tomatoes that are put back. And
Okay.
those are really ideal because they just squish in your hand.
Beautiful.
But because these don't, I'm going to have show you a trick.
Okay.
My pastry blender.
Ah.
I don't have one of those.
Well, you can use a knife.
No, it's just,
Or you can cut. What you also could do before they get to this point,
Mhm.
put them in the blender and give them a mush.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Good point.
okay, I
Good
can
point.
do that.
Good point.
since I don't bake.
Right.
I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit so they'll begin to boil.
Okay.
If they're already overripe and squishy, you don't have to go to this much effort. They just fall apart naturally.
Okay.
But this is, we frequently, while I'll fix this and this will be our whole meal.
That is just delicious. I've had that.
Just that tomato sauce?
And the orzo.
And with the spinach and the orzo.
It's a delicious meal. And her homemade bread, but she'll have to show you how to make.
Yeah, right.
I didn't do it this week. I'm falling down on the job. With the coronavirus, I started baking my own bread.
Man.
I am so sorry.
Because now everybody, including me, got any bread?
Worse.
Worse.
My husband's addicted.
Uh-oh.
And it's never, would you make some bread? It's,
Sure would like
when do you
some
think
of
you're going to
that
make the bread again?
So he's
Does he
Jewish.
bat
He's
his
Jewish
eyes
too.
at
Oh, let me
you?
not say that. I'm sorry.
Yes.
He does bat his eyes at you
He'll do anything to
Just
get
making
food.
you feel
to
guilty.
get food.
Okay, I'm going to add a little salt.
Another side of Glenn.
There is another side. And a little pepper. Let me get my hands in the water. Okay, can you see this cooking? How it's getting down into a sauce-like
Yeah, it's looking good.
consistency?
Looking good.
Let that cook a little while. Now, Connie doesn't eat, she's gluten-free,
Oh,
so she couldn't have this with orzo or with the pearl couscous.
Mhm.
But you could, if you're on a gluten-free diet, you could just put in rice. But not so much that it clumps up and makes the rice.
right.
You just, so
Okay.
that it's spun throughout there.
Well, you could just probably put some more vegetables in it and just call it just having a vegetable tomato dish.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that would be great too.
Yeah, you can do that. You can cube up some zucchini
There you go.
and some eggplant
Yes.
and saute. First you put that in a colander with salt, let the moisture come out.
The zucchini. Oh, I'm sorry. The
Yeah, or the eggplant.
oh, the eggplant. Yeah.
And then pat it dry and saute it separately and then add it into this.
That would be great. That would be delicious. A good gluten-free alternative. What are you looking at when you look at that? What are you looking
Okay, I was looking to see if the orzo was done.
at? Okay.
And I better check on the greens again. I'm gonna turn them on simmer.
Okay.
Okay. So now when do you,
And I
Put
think they
the
need a
spinach
little
in
more
there.
liquid. So, because I have some hot liquid here, I'm gonna
just
steal some of that.
okay?
Okay, now,
How about the
I'm gonna
carrots?
get the colander. I'm good on the carrots. No, nothing's burning on the carrots.
No, no, everything smells good. Nothing
No,
burning.
it all smells wonderful.
Yeah.
Now we're going to drain the orzo, which doesn't take very long to cook.
And you're not rinsing it. You're just draining it. Okay.
Now, if you really like orzo, you can add more.
Okay.
I'm a pasta lover. I might add more to my own.
Wow, that's really smelling great.
See how it's, and as it cooks a little more, it's absorbing this tomato, garlic business.
Okay. Good.
Now, do you just buy the tomatoes at the grocery store, or do you
These
go
I
to a
did.
farmer's
I
market?
get them wherever I can.
Okay, I was gonna say, cause there are a couple of places that have farmer's markets
Yeah.
on
But
Saturday.
even the grocery store will typically will have overripe tomatoes that they'll just throw away. And like if I go to the farmer's market, I get a big sack for $1
Okay,
because they're overripe.
right,
You
ready to
might not
go.
wanna eat them, but
But I
it makes
sure
wonderful
cooked 'em.
sauce.
Now, can you freeze that?
I don't see why not.
Okay, well, I just meant if you had a bunch of,
And now,
Tomatoes,
the
Oh.
spinach.
look at that.
yeah, love
So
my
you just
spinach.
throw in spinach
Throw it in,
and cook it until it wilts but still bright green.
okay?
Yep. I love spinach.
It may seem like a lot, but,
Well, it's like the
spinach
collard
breaks
greens,
down.
it went on down, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't take long.
Are those baby spinach? Just regular spinach?
Yes.
Baby spinach.
Organic baby spinach. So we're gonna cook that down. Whoop. And this is delicious.
Yes.
It smells fantastic.
And it's such a rich garlicky thing. I think that if your children have a good palate, then this makes spinach acceptable for them.
Uh-huh, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a thought. I just cook mine in olive oil for my
Well, that's good,
vegetable at
too.
night. Yeah,
I love spinach.
so do I.
I think I can use some more spinach, so we're
I
gonna
think
add a
it,
little
ooh,
more.
it went on down, didn't it?
Just like anything, you eyeball this. So let me put that a little more in there. I think we need
Can
more.
you
Because
Get
it's,
this,
Huh?
PJ,
What was it?
look
Yeah.
at that and see how that spinach is cooked down.
Yeah,
And you
See?
can see,
Absolutely.
look, and you can see the tomato on it too.
yes. Beautiful.
Now, we don't have to put any more garlic in it? I'm just asking.
no.
Not with the 5 pods you put in there.
Man.
While this is cooking down, I'm going to drain these carrots.
Okay.
These carrots and all the colors of wonderful colors
Oh,
of
yeah,
people
yes.
Remind
me of the song in the Unity hymn book.
Oh, hang on, let me,
Weave us together.
beautiful, yes.
We are many colors and.
All that, yeah.
Okay, now you stir this. So we're going to add some butter to the carrots.
Ah, very good.
You want the little one?
I don't care. This is good.
That thing's scary. For someone that doesn't cook, that big knife.
We'll just put that in there. And add a little parsley.
Ah.
And then when the butter melts down, it's done.
Okay.
Good. And cook up the spinach some more. See how the spinach is this bright green color still?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
You don't want to cook spinach until it becomes
Limp.
limp and dark green and muddy.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is what I do to finish it off, is I'll throw some butter in there too.
Okay.
It
Okay.
just adds that final little richness. Now we're going to pull the
Ah.
hope it's going.
Ah, you're getting the squash out of the oven. Excellent. All right.
Oh my.
I'm gonna bring this closer.
Stir that up.
Hang it.
There is no easier way to fix squash than this.
Just give a
Okay.
big view of that.
Look at that.
Looking good.
Brown and.
Mm.
Mm.
The honey of the syrup must do the browning thing to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And
Cool.
we're going to put the greens in here.
Okay. Excellent.
But when you're cooking at home and you have more attention to give it,
Yeah.
they'll have a little more of what they call pot liquor in it.
Oh yes, right. Pot liquor.
Liquor?
Pot liquor. That's what they call it. Like a drink liquor.
Oh,
But that's the juice from whatever you cook in your pot. It's called pot liquor.
thank you.
You're welcome.
More.
Wonderful. It's looking good.
When we get back to having our wonderful meals on
I
Sunday,
know. That's what we're missing. So much.
I would like to request some of this butternut squash
Mm.
for a.
We're not
Oh, that's
kidding.
something so easy, you can make it and bring it.
Yeah. That's what I love. I love good cooks. That's what they say. Oh yes, you can do this. Show
Easy
you
for
right.
you.
Show you right.
Yeah.
There you have it, the end.
All right. Well, let's get a taste test going on. Let's get a taste test going on. You want to taste some, honey?
Yes,
What you thinking?
I do.
Let's get a taste test.
Hopefully it's all cooked.
Well, don't say that.
Looking
Yeah.
good. Look at that.
Here, I'll take these. Cynthia, I know you just ate, but too bad.
I didn't.
We'll get you some of this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't wait.
Some carrots, some squash, and some greens,
All right. We're gonna tip this plate over so everybody can see it. I'm gonna step into the light.
and then
And,
I'm going to prepare a plate for
Ta-da!
the
All right. So
website.
look what this looks like.
For the what?
Beautiful. Look at the colors. The green. Oh my gosh. Let's taste it. These are the colors. Let's see what the colors taste like. So let me hang on. This stove is still on. Something's on.
Okay,
Oh,
this is the last one.
Mmm. All these colors are good. Oh, the vinegar adds just a little bit of zing.
Sorry?
Mmm. Mmm. Oh, it's orzo and tomato. So these crabbits taste like. Mm, mm, mm.
Sure. Let me take a
Another
picture.
beautiful meal from Honey Pack. Thank you.
Whose phone
Bravo.
is this? Oh,
I'll put this down.
let me go get my
Miss
phone.
Pat.
I'll take a
I'll get it.
picture.
I'll take a picture.
Okay, we'll
All
take
right.
a picture of that. And send it to the website.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honey Pat.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Beautiful.
Yeah.